Hola Spain food lovers, Stuart here with another food review video. I'm going to be sitting down today having a 3-course meal, the typical Menu Del Día here in Spain, but with a twist because I'm not going to a Spanish restaurant today and trying the local cuisine. I'm going to an Indian restaurant and trying its version of the Menu Del Día. So I'm looking forward to this meal today to see how it compares to a typical Spanish restaurant's Menu Del Día and whether or not the price is okay, the service is okay, and the food quality is okay. So as I said, looking forward to the meal today. So let's go and sit down and get stuck into the meal. So my first experience at an Indian restaurant having a Menu Del Día. I'm interested to see how the menu in an Indian restaurant shapes up with a menu in a traditional Spanish restaurant here in Spain. I asked the waiter what he would recommend I eat. He suggested a couple of things, and that is what I have ordered today. I'll show you guys the menu in just a moment, but some traditional Indian food apparently is going to be included in the meal today. Looking around, the decor of the restaurant, decent. We're in a shopping center, so that's why there's a lot of people walking past behind me. But as far as shopping center restaurants go here in Spain, this one looks okay. Decor's quite good, quite new. The seats look comfortable. Well, the seats are comfortable because I'm sitting down, so can't complain. And also the plate is a nice looking plate as well. So as I said, I'm excited to see what the food quality is like today. Washing it down with a beer, Spanish beer. No Indian beers available in the menu. Maybe if you order a la carte you can get an Indian beer, but only a Spanish beer here today with the menu. Let's try it. Stock standard. So I have been given a tapa, something to start the meal with here today. We have the poppadoms, of course, and the different sauces that we have here. The colors of the sauces look good, I will say. Let's try one of these. They sound fresh, nice and crispy. Let's try with one of these sauces on top here. Not sure which sauce exactly I'm going for. There's a definite kick to it, I will say. Let's try this second one here. See how far. Let's see if it's spicy. So that one a lot sweeter and not as spicy. Thank you very much. Let's try some of this green one now. So the green sauce here, I'm sure you guys know exactly what sauce it is. I've got no idea because I'm not an expert when it comes to Indian cuisine. But I will say that the green sauce is very, very tasty. The poppadoms are fresh. What more can you ask for? Let's go for some more of this spicy one. Now the first course has arrived, the onion bhajis. 1, 2, 3, 4 onion bhajis, recommended by the owner of the restaurant. There were 3 or 4 things on offer. He said this is the one that I should go for, and because I am a good customer, I decided to take the advice of the owner. Let's dig into this and see if it is similar to other onion bhajis that I have had over the journey. The colors look good, I will say, and a fairly stock standard onion bhaji, I think, from what I'm looking at here on the plate. Let me know what you guys think, some of the Indian food experts out there, your opinions in the comment section below. So the taste test. Let's see what we've got going on here as far as taste is concerned, as far as flavors are concerned with these onion bhajis. Let's dig in. Now, I'm not sure if this is supposed to be spicy. If it is, it isn't spicy in any way, shape or form. The dominant flavor, of course, is the onion. But apart from that, I can't really taste anything else in this onion bhaji. Let me try again. What I can say is that it's not very warm, not very hot, not spicy hot, but hot, if you know what I mean, warm. It's probably lukewarm, so that would be a criticism that I would give this first course. Let's go for number 2. Any difference with this one? Don't know, don't think so. There are some other vegetables in here. I don't know whether there's little pieces of carrot, maybe some other types of vegetables in here as well, but I can't really notice the flavors. So what I'm going to do to spice things up a bit, I'm going to put some of this sauce on the plate and see if I can get a bit of a kick. Let's spice things up a bit here. That's an improvement. Put some of this on the side of the plate. And dig into my third onion bhaji, or onion fritter, if you like. Straight down the middle. Let's try it with this sauce here. Try it with some of this green sauce now. And I'll finish off the last bhaji. So with the combination of these sauces, my favorite is this one here. So I'm going to put all of this on the plate, finish it all up, and help with the flavors of this onion bhaji. So the first course done and dusted, those onion bhajis, I managed to knock off all of them, all four, and they weren't bad. No complaints as far as that first course goes. Let's wait for the second. Now, a little bit of a story about Indian restaurants where I live here on the outskirts of Madrid. When I first came to live here some 20 plus years ago, there were no Indian restaurants. In fact, I don't think there were any foreign restaurants at all, only Spanish restaurants. But over the years, as the population has grown, different kinds of restaurants have popped up. For example, this one here, which first opened around 10 years ago maybe. It's changed hands since then, and apparently it has improved. I came here maybe 5 or 6 years ago, didn't have a very good experience, but back now to see if the experience has improved, and so far so good. But as I said, Indian restaurants historically on the outskirts of Madrid have not been easy to find, but nowadays they're popping up all over the place. In fact, there are 3 Indian restaurants now where I live here in Rivas Vacia, Madrid. So times are changing. And what I will say is that this particular Indian restaurant, Saran Indian Cuisine, has very, very good reviews. 4.8 out of 5 on Google from 936 reviews. So pretty good if Google is anything to go by. Let's have a look at some of the latest reviews here. Let's see what people have said. For example, Pablo, very, very delicious food in larger quantities and the typical metal pot that you see in all of the Indian restaurants. Very nice and attentive staff. There we go. So seems I'm on to a winner here. Okay. Okay, fantastic. So the second course has arrived. Another recommendation from the owner. Stock standard Indian beef curry with coriander on top, I believe. And to accompany the curry today, naan bread. Now, let's put some of this curry on the plate. I don't want to mix it in with those sauces just yet, so I'm going to put it over on one side of the plate where there aren't, or where there isn't much sauce. The consistency of the sauce is fairly thick. The smell, aromatic. The meat, we'll see if it's tender or not in just a moment. But as I said, a typical Indian beef curry. Naan bread, let's try some of this. Fresh, just a normal naan bread, nothing special about it. Not a buttered naan, not a garlic naan, not a cheese naan, just a plain naan. Now, let's dig into the curry. The meat, this piece at least, seems tough. It is a very chewy piece of meat. Now, I asked for a medium spice, and from what I'm getting so far, there's no spice at all. But that second piece of beef was a lot more tender than the first one. So that's a pro. Let's go for number 3. So now we're getting there. The meat is not as bad as that first piece. The first piece was tough, difficult to chew. Second and third pieces have been okay. Let's try for number 4. Okay, so I think this dish has saved itself as the meat's gotten tenderer over the journey, or more tender, whatever you say. Now, as far as spice is concerned, I can understand that here in Spain, people normally don't like a lot of spice with their food. It's not like if you're in the UK, for example, curries normally come out very, very spicy indeed. And if you want a hot, spicy curry, you can get one with no problems at all. Here in Spain, in general, as I said, people are not really fans of spicy food, so the food is served mild. If you want it spicier, you can ask for it, which is what I did. I asked for a medium spice, but I would say that this is virtually spicy-less if you compare it to some of the curries that I have had in London or other parts of the UK. It's tasty, but there's no spice. And as far as Indian restaurants are concerned, I need spice. Let's dip the bread into the sauce. That's nice. And believe it or not, I just got a hint of that medium spice on that last mouthful. So things have improved. Let's go in with the bread again. So I would say that this is more of a balanced heat. It's not one of those spicy curries that blows your head off. More balanced. And the more I'm eating it, the more I'm liking it. Does the beef melt in your mouth? No. In fact, look how tough this meat is here. I can't even get the fork through it. Let me see if I can. I managed to break it in half. So let's go for this piece here. Now, as far as portion sizes go, I think it's okay for one person. The 4 onion bhajis were quite filling. And here, as you guys have seen, I've got enough for 2 helpings. So I'm going to put all of the beef curry on the plate now. Finish this sauce off. I'm going to mop it up with this naan bread. And I'm looking forward to it. The consistency of the sauce is good. No complaints there. It's rich in flavour, which is what I would expect at an Indian restaurant. And there are a lot of flavours and a lot of spices coming through. The ground spices, the ginger, garlic, the onion, you can taste it. It's definitely a flavoursome dish. But my only complaint is the quality of the beef. The tenderness of the beef should be a little bit more tender, in my opinion, if it has been slow cooked. And they've also been quite generous on the naan bread as well. 1, 2, 3 slices of naan bread, 2 that I've knocked off, so fairly generous portion sizes, and also generous on the naan bread, so thumbs up for that. Let's mop up the final bit of this curry sauce here. And I love the way the taste of Indian food lingers in your mouth after the meal has finished. The spices linger on, the heat lingers on, and I'm going to say that that medium heat is starting to kick in, but luckily they've given me a glass of water here to wash it down. Now the wait staff seem to have disappeared. I've been sitting here for around 5 or 6 minutes with this empty plate here, so let's see if I can catch their attention to order dessert. What do we have? Is the dessert included? Dessert?
Yes.
What's included?
Mango lassi or cafe?
Mango lassi or cafe? Mango lassi, por favor. So the dessert has arrived, the stock standard mango lassi. Let's tuck into it. Tastes nice. Paper straw. We know that those aren't too popular in some parts of the world at the moment, right? Not too sweet, just right. I can taste mango. I can taste the yogurt as well. In general, a good combination of flavours. So my food experience here is done. Time to get the bill, and I'll give you my final thoughts on the meal today. Stay tuned. So the bill has arrived, it has been paid, and the total price, €15.95, is what I have paid for my Indian Menu Del Día experience today. A little bit on the pricey side, I will say, compared to other Menu Del Días here where I live. I paid €11, I paid 12, I paid 13. I think some other places are around the €14 mark for a Menu Del Día. So the Indian restaurant here at the higher end of the standard price, €15.95. There's around 3 or 4 other tables here at the moment, 3 or 4 other couples eating at the restaurant, so it's not full. All of the tables that I have here are empty. So could the price of the menu be one of the reasons for the restaurant not being full? I don't know. So my final thoughts on the meal today, starting with the papadums or poppadums, whatever you want to call them, and the sauces, which are fairly stock standard here in Indian restaurants all over the world. No complaints. They were fresh, they were crisp. The sauces were also tasty. I'm going to give that an 8 out of 10 for the starter, the papadums. The first course that I had, the onion bhajis, the biggest complaint I have with those bhajis is that they were not very hot. They were lukewarm. Also, they weren't spicy in any way, shape or form, but in general, they weren't that bad. They were edible. I knocked the whole 4 off, so they can't have been too bad. So I'm going to give those a 7 out of 10. I would have given them 8, but they weren't hot, so 7 out of 10 for that reason. The beef curry, the next dish that I had, a fairly stock standard beef curry in my opinion. Again, the meat wasn't very tender, so it let the dish down. The flavors of the curry were tasty. The flavors were there. It wasn't all that spicy at first, but then the heat started to kick in, so I can't complain about the sauce part of the curry, only the quality of the beef. I would have preferred the beef to be a little bit more tender, but it wasn't the case. So again, 7.5 out of 10 because of that reason. And finally, the mango lassi, no complaints there. Tasty, not too sweet, perfect in my opinion. So I'm going to give that a solid 8.5 out of 10. The service here was good. The food came out fairly quickly. There was a little bit of a delay at the end of the meal, a little bit slow to pick up the plate and take it away and bring my dessert, or even take my order for the dessert, but I'm not going to take any points off that. So service here, an 8.5 out of 10. Good service at this restaurant here. So in general, I reckon it's a solid 8 out of 10 for the meal that I have had today. A little bit pricey compared to other menus that I have had in recent times, close to 16 euros, but the portion sizes were quite big, and I'm full, I'm satisfied, so I'm not going to complain too much about the price. But let me know in the comment section below what you think about the price and in general about the meal that I have had today. Any other comments that you would like to add? I would love to hear them. The comment section below is the place for you. Give the video a thumbs up if you liked it, thumbs down if you didn't. Let me know if you like Indian food or if you loathe Indian food. I would love to hear your opinion on that too. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you in the next food review video. Hasta luego and bon appetit from Madrid.